We're live. Ahmer from Leap Pro Fight TV. I'm here with Jared. I always come down and see you. It's the first time I'm doing after weigh-in interview. And you're fighting tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're relaxed. You're in the zone. Tell me how you feel right now.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel confident. I've put in loads of work for this camp, and my weight cut was easy. I've gone up a kilogram in fight weight. So that just means, I basically sauna for 20 minutes, on the scales, out, food, water, all of the above. And
do you feel like you're a little bit, not professional is not the word, but you're in the flow now. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know the routine. Bang it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been back-to-back fight camps, 4 weeks apart. After this one, again, 4 weeks. Gonna take a little break, just a little mental break, but yeah, it's been full-on back-to-back, non-stop work.
You seem quite relaxed. Like I've noticed that you seem quite relaxed. I think more so you're excited for this fight tomorrow. So tell us who your opponent is and where you're fighting.
So my opponent is called Luca Coit. He's from Diablo Gym. A bit about him. Undefeated, I think he's 3-0. He's got a good team, pretty strong. Like I said, I've come up in weight, so I think he might be a bit physically bigger, a bit taller, but nothing I've not seen before, nothing I'm not ready for.
What was the reason why you're fighting heavier this time?
To make the weight cut easier. I've a couple of the weight cuts, I've had a bit of a mare, like 3 hours in the sauna, like that last 0.2 is just not coming off. And so I think just better for me to fight around my walking weight.
Are we gonna see a realer version of you? So you know when you have like a hard weight cut, the version that you get in the ring is not necessarily that version that you're gonna see in the gym. So will we see the real version of you in that ring tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I'm in fight condition and I'm not drained from cutting weight, like say literally the few days before, I'm light on my feet, I feel strong, I feel powerful, snappy, and I think you'll see that in my fight tomorrow. Just a little bit quicker, that little bit more reactive.
So how do you think about in terms of the weight? So like obviously that's his natural weight and it's not your natural weight. However, he would have done the opposite. He would have had a weight cut to come down and you wouldn't have had a heavy weight cut. Do you feel that gives you the advantage?
It's give and take. There's pros and cons to each, and for each fight it's just different. So I might go in there tomorrow and be like, actually, I prefer cutting that little bit more weight, so I'm a little bit lighter and coming up against people more like naturally my frame. But then again, I might go in there tomorrow and feel, A1 and go, no, this is what I'm doing from now on.
Yeah. So you've had, since the last time we spoke, it was what, LFN1 I think we did. Since then, you've had quite a few fights.
Yeah.
Are you still excited about fighting?
Yeah, I love the game. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm always here. Like I said, back-to-back fight camps. That's for a reason. No injuries. I feel good. And yeah, I'm dedicated to this game and I want to make it to the top. So
you're still quite young. You're quite early on in the fights, your fight career. When you look at a fight, I'm quite interested to know how you look at it and how you plan towards it. Do you look at it, here's an opponent, I need to beat him? Or is it more internal, like here's an opponent, last fight I didn't throw enough teeps or I didn't throw enough clinch, I didn't do enough. I want to do that in this fight, and that's more of a focus for you rather than just getting a win.
Yeah, absolutely. The result to me makes no difference. Again, like I'm saying, I'm fighting in 4 weeks anyway, so it's like, once that's done, it's done. I'm on to the next. And yeah, after every fight, they hit you with something, you learn the defense, you pick it up. You just get more attuned to yourself and your own style, and then that rubs off and shows, and you take a little bit away from each opponent. Yeah. And yeah, you just build and build until eventually, you get to the top.
So you said something quite interesting there. You've had wins and you've had defeats, but it's not really about the wins and the defeats, it's about what you learn in between that. So do you feel you've learned from every fight that you had in terms of the wins and the defeats? Each version of you, do you feel is a better version than the one before?
Yeah, every time. Camp gets better, obviously over a prolonged period of time of exercise, body becomes more toned, sharper, weight cuts become easier, you just get into the habit of it, and everything just like streamlined and coasting through really.
How is it with, like you're fighting with Kabir as well, and Bando's gonna be fighting on the card as well. What is that like having, this kind of, what's the question I'm trying to ask you? Is the standard in terms of PTT has gone up. So if you imagine, let's say where you were in LFN1, the standard of the fighters that you were with were about that same level. So as you've got experience, they've also gained experience. So you're like kind of pushing yourself, because I see you two chatting there, and I feel like each person in this gym is pushing the other one a bit up, a bit further. How has that helped you? What do you feel is helping you?
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, like the community we have in this gym, it's amazing. The fighters, the people, even just like the members of the gym as well. It's amazing. We all rub off on each other. We're always pushing each other, and you know how Paul is. Even if they weren't there, Paul would make sure he's cracking the whip for sure.
You're gonna be fighting on MTGP, and MTGP is one of those shows. Like it was one of the first Muay Thai shows that I attended, and I love MTGP. They've got a big reputation. It's all done like professional, it's class. What does it feel like for you to fight on a show like that?
Yeah, it's great. Like obviously just the show's production value, amazing. It's going to be probably better than anything I've been to. Probably a bigger ring as well, just because of the sheer like volume of fights and the styles. Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I didn't think that I'd be on a show at this level, but you know, grateful for my opportunity, and hopefully I'll seize it and then keep going along the track.
When you walked into this gym, right, you would have been a newbie, having no idea in terms of Muay Thai and what your potential is, or K1 and what your potential is. Now you're mixing it in pretty much a lot of the big shows. You've seen your face there. When you're in that warm-up area and you're looking around and you can see the different stars of the sports and all that around you, do you feel you deserve to be there?
That's hard. It's a bit surreal sometimes. Like, you know, you look at some of the fighters and you think, oh, you know, you're sharp, you're quick, like, and they're same weight, same like level experience. But then I've thought, like, I've seen my opponents warming up before their fight, and I think the same for them. And then I get in there, and it's like, it makes no difference to me. So yeah, I feel like if you put in the work, you could go anywhere, and you deserve to be there.
Yeah. Do you think that's like a bit of a big obstacle, isn't it? Because you get fighters that start, and they'll fight on, let's say, smaller shows, but sometimes they don't realize their ability or their capabilities, because you've seen some of the big stars fight in really small shows, and then you've seen people in like really small shows be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a lot mental, where you're now at the point where you're like, actually, you know what? I can mix it with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm not ready to fight the top guys, but it's not a matter of I can't beat you. It's just when am I going to be ready to beat you?
That's it. This game's about timing. You know, in Muay Thai, everyone fights everyone eventually. It's not like a massive pool of like boxers. At some point, everyone's going to be matched with everyone, and so it's all about the timing. I may not be able to get this now, whatever, home show, cool. Year down the line, you know, throw your hat in the ring and see what happens.
So we were talking earlier. You said you lost recently against the opponent, and then there's a rematch coming at the end of the year. What does that feel like for yourself? Like, you've looked at, let's say, that fight, and in your head right now, tell me how you feel you're going to be in a position at the end of the year to be in a place where you could beat this individual.
Oh yeah, so we had a good fight, close fight. I dropped him in the first round, good body knee, winded him completely. Ended in a draw, which is, you know, I'd like to say I won, but I accept the decision and it's cool, whatever. Again, we're going to get to rerun it, so I'm excited for that. And I just think, yeah, since then, again, it's back-to-back camps, it's constant training, it's constantly improving, working on myself. And so I think if we took it to a draw then, I've just got to work that little bit more harder than him this time.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that, so if everything goes well, I should be winning that fight, no problem.
Would you say you're more of an intelligent fighter now than previously? And I know that question sounds really patronizing. I'm not saying that you're not, but your fight IQ per fight grows, and the type of opponents you get are not always the same. So you're actually developing in a different rate. So do you feel that will give you the cutting edge come the end of the year? You've got all this experience on the big shows.
Yeah.
So when you come to this person, he's not fighting the Jarrad that he fought before.
Not at all.
That draw that he got there, maybe he was lucky.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think so. But yeah, like, as I said, it's non-stop back-to-back fight camps, so that's a fight every 4 weeks. I've not seen him be active fighting after my fight. He's not had a fight. I've not seen anything in the pipeline for him. So for me, it just shows that I'm putting in the work and I'm fighting on the shows. He might be in the gym, but he's not putting his hat in the ring as much as I am.
So listen, let me ask you about that then. You get some fighters that do that, right? They don't fight as often, they don't fight as regular, but they'll put the work in the gym. What difference do you feel it makes you actually getting that experience in the ring, getting that fight? Do you think that gives you an advantage? Or do you think there's an argument to be had where just do the work in the gym and focus on that and not do too many fights?
I think it depends what level you're at, and you know, for each person it's different, but I think if you're fighting, you're active, and there's nothing that you can, hard sparring doesn't, it's not the same, it doesn't replicate a fight. You know, you get in there, you get the adrenaline, you hear the crowd, it all changes, and for me, it's more, when I'm in there, get maybe 30 seconds of like intelligent work where I'm like, think about what I'm doing. The rest of it's instinct, muscle memory, and just grit, and that's what I'm developing by fighting. I'm doing it more and more and getting better and maneuvering around each situation differently.
It's interesting. You touched on it a little bit about the mental part of the fight side of it, and I think there's not enough attention given to mental conditioning. You know, like you just touched on it a little bit. The experience of fighting doesn't make you nervous anymore. The experience of stepping in that ring and people jumping around and the nerves and all of this is, I wouldn't say completely gone, but you're a lot more confident with it. Do you feel that gives you that little bit of an edge? And do you think there's a lot of value in terms of that?
Yeah, absolutely. The more confident you are in the fight, more confident in your power, confident in your skills, confident in your IQ, the more you can then go out and express yourself. Because it's not about just going in there and having a tear up. It's a sport. It's like, stylistically, I can express myself more the more confident I am. Whereas if I'm a bit more timid and nervous, I'll be a bit jumpy, a bit tense, and you won't see the same attributes in the different scenarios.
So if you look at your last couple of fights, and you look at this one that you're going to fight tomorrow, what would you say is the one thing that you've changed or you feel is developed in your game that's going to come to effect tomorrow?
It's like counters, just conditioning, counters, my timing, my precision, and every camp getting more accurate, getting quicker. Obviously, doing my S&C, I'm building that power, and I think it's really going to show in like these coming fights that just every time it's a better version of me.
Exactly. I think that's what excites me about you, is your attitude to it. Win or lose, it's not that fight, it's what you learn from it. And then the next fight you see a different version. So if you look, it's like if I was a gym owner and one of my guys were fighting with you, I wouldn't know who's coming out. Because if I look back at old fights, like if they went on our YouTube and watch you and Elephant 1, that's not the Jared that's going to be making that ring walk right now. And it excites me when you say things like, I look at what I want to improve and how you want to go.
Yeah.
Before we end this, let me know who you want to thank, and then give a shout out to those people that are either going to be watching online tomorrow, the MTGP stream, or going to be there in the venue in London. Yeah. Let's go for it. Who do you want to thank first?
So obviously, got to thank my coach Paul. You know, 3 years now, without him, wouldn't be here. You know, he brought me back. I went away for 4 months, you know, kind of a bit of depression. Brought me back here, sorted me right out. Not left since. Obviously, thanks to my teammates, Kabir, Connor, my best mate Albert, who's now training at All Stars Muay Thai. You know, big influences in my life and really helped me push myself. In terms of watching my fight tomorrow, you know, I got my dad coming. He lives in Portugal. He's coming over to England for this fight, which is amazing. And again, my other dad at home, he's going to be watching it. I got some friends at home watching it. Thank you to all of you for, you know, supporting me. It means a lot. Yeah, shout out to you guys, really.
Wicked. What can we expect tomorrow?
Be ambitious, say big knockout. No, I think tomorrow, you know, I'm gonna go in there and see how it goes. You know, you never know who you're fighting until you're in there with them. Being optimistic, I reckon a second round stoppage to the body, and yeah, confident enough, taking it to decision and winning. I've
interviewed you the last one and now, and there's a big difference in the way you hold yourself now, the way that you talk about the fight game, your intelligence and everything, and I'm super excited to see you fight. Jared, thank you for taking time to speak to us.
Thank you very much, mate. It's a pleasure.